The Wrestling Inc. Documenting Chyna series includes profanity. It also contains discussions about the sensitive subjects including drug use, sexual assault, and suicide. If you or anyone in the room are easily affected by those subjects, we ask you to please turn off the program at this time. Welcome back to Documenting Chyna. This is Nick Hausman, the managing editor for WrestlingInc.com. In today's installment, you're going to hear more of my conversation with Chyna's former manager, Anthony Anzaldo. Anthony and I connected 2 more times after our initial conversation, and on today's episode, you'll hear our second conversation, which was very brief, and then our third conversation, of which you'll get to hear half today. We'll be playing the second half of that last conversation on tomorrow's installment of Documenting Chyna.
You know, guess I'm going to have to try the basement. Hate doing it. Okay. Let me see here. Turn that off. Put my ears in. 1 second.
All right.
Hold on 1 second, man. Okay. You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay. I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay. We'll try to keep it this way. I hope it lasts.
Yeah.
For some reason, when I'm downstairs, you know, it's missing. It's in and out sometimes. But I'll just sit here. I'll try to make sure you can hear me okay.
Yeah, no, you got to get to that high ground. I understand.
Yeah, I know. We all do.
Yeah.
In life.
Well, I appreciate you working with me to get back in touch, Anthony. So you have
No, I appreciate it too, man. It's like, it's kind of just, again, as I said before, and I'll just say it again. Nobody's ever gotten it right. I don't know what the agenda is, what the reasoning is, why I can't tell somebody a story and it just be done right. And by the way, I have no expectations about this either. I haven't told anybody the story in the detail that I'm telling you, only because what's out there is out there. I can't control the actions of others when they have their own personal agenda.
Sure.
And I'm not going to fight it or battle it. I don't really give a shit. I know what's in my heart. I know what's real. I know the truth. Why this particular situation continues to do what it does is based on 3 people who continue to want to, I don't know what, get what out of it. The problem with the project is that when my producing partners, Rob Patillo and Eric Angra,
Right,
felt that I was no longer in managing Chyna or involved in her or whatever, that they were like, oh my God, she's done with Anthony. So we're done with Anthony. Even though, first of all, Rob was never in Inc. He never had a contract. He was Eric's buddy, and they had their own deal. Okay. My deal is with Eric.
okay.
We're partners on the documentary. He owns 55%. I own 45%. And then I had a deal with Chyna. Her and I split at 45%. So he doesn't even have a deal with Chyna. His deal's with me. But guess what he did? 4 days before she died, him and Rob go over there, 2 fucking losers. By the way, feel free to record. I wish you would print every word I've told you the way I've told you.
It's all. We were recording from the moment that you and I picked up the phone, so this is all.
I'm just saying. If you, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for someone to just tell the story the way that it is, in the way that it is, not a piece here and a piece there, and this person said that, and this person. I'm living from the inside out. not the outside in. Those guys are all wannabe star fucker. Eric couldn't even finish the movie, for God's sakes. Years. Where's my movie? You know, those two idiots, while I'm taking care of my dad, who's dying of brain cancer in Omaha, Nebraska for 2 years, is out there trying to find a home for this movie without me, when that's what I do. I create shows and put them on TV. I go to the networks. Those are my relationships. They don't even know the. You think I want Rob Patillo walking in to a meeting in Los Angeles? That piece of shit, dork-looking motherfucker, who it's like, dude, can you take a shower, for God's sake? This guy lived in my house. You know, he sold Skype shit of her after she died that she ate. The things that all because they felt like when pissed at me, that, oh my God, he's out. So they jumped on Jan's bandwagon. For some reason, convinced that that the paper didn't matter that we signed, Eric and I, number one. And I know Jan's doing a doc with Rob or whatever, and I think that's great. I think Eric sold.
I'm sorry.
Another company.
Yep.
Go ahead.
We lost you there for a moment. Whatever you said.
This is what I'm talking about. I got to find a place. I can't do it this way. I have to be able to. I may just leave and drive down the street, to be honest with you, because I go upstairs and the dogs and everybody needs something, and I don't have a place that I can sit and just talk for a while and not have my phone interrupted and not have me interrupted.
That's fine.
So I really figure out how to talk without starting over somewhere.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I can't do it that. There's no way this is going to work that way.
If you've got
so let me just go.
Sure.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you've got Skype or something, we can connect, like that way too. That's always a very consistent stream as well.
I'm fine, but I just need to do it so that it doesn't stop. So let me just, I'd rather just go somewhere down the street in the van.
Okay.
Heater on, and just not be interrupted. Know that my phone is going to work, and that I'm not going to get interrupted here. So
that's fine.
Let me call you back in 5 minutes.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that cool? Thanks.
Works fine. Bye. Hello.
Hello.
You.
Can you hear me? Okay. I mean, hold on.
I was about to say I hear.
Okay, cause I got like 2 bars, and I don't know how that works. Hello. How you doing?
Good.
Hello.
You sound fine to me.
Any luck?
Yeah, you sound fine to me.
Okay. I just want to park over here, and we'll give it a go.
Okay.
So I just want you to know, man, that this is not easy for me.
Yeah.
Okay. This brings a lot of emotional. It's extraordinarily personal. I was so fucked over. I knew, when Chyna reached out to me, okay, and we started talking about her coming back to America and me getting her back here and not taking her on as a client. Give me a fucking break. I don't represent anybody anymore. It's insane. That's the mentality of those idiots over there. She fired him. It's like, you guys are such idiots. I didn't work for Chyna. Give me a break. It was laughable. But anyway, I'll take her on and we'll do our thing, and I'll get her work and I'll handle her if she does shows and cons and her career so that she could say, yeah, Anthony's my manager and things of that nature. But that's not what this was. That's not what that relationship was. But what I did say to myself when I got off that call with her, with that Skype call that we finally had, and I said to myself at that moment, do I really want to bring Chyna back into my life? And because I knew what came with that. Okay. And I decided I'm going to do it. And then when I agreed to bring Eric and Rob into my life as my partners on this, even though Rob was not a partner, it was me and Eric, but it stemmed from Rob. I don't know these guys. Fuck it. I'll take a shot. And I could not have picked 3 worse people, because Chyna died, and it was a nightmare, a lot of it. And these 2 people are the worst possible people to do anything with in the history of all time. Okay? Eric's a heroin addict, in and out of jail. Him and Rob got a thing going. They were either lovers or not, or they argue, they fight. They've almost killed each other a bunch of times. Rob lives in the basement of a freaking sound recording studio somewhere. And the things I did for that guy, and the way that they turned around, and I did nothing to them. To this day, I've done nothing to them. Nothing out of line. They were always in the mix, every single step of my way, But when it felt like Chyna and I might be on the rocks, then, oh, shit, they ran for the hills and got into bed with Jan and changed the dynamic of my project, of my life, of the footage, stuff that I put up on the master Google site. That was stuff that I shot. Because once Chyna got to L.A., Eric was gone. He was out of the picture for like 7. He never came back at all. He did nothing. All he did was shoot the original first time when we met, and we got on the road. Everything after that is me. All my shit. Until Eric and Rob went and saw her 4 days before she died, had her sign a document while she was inebriated about Eric owning the rights to her likeness in perpetuity. When, by the way, I have that document that I had signed by her in June of 2015 that was notarized when she was not hammered. So I already have that document. So they're not going to use shit that I own. But I can't stop them, because they're just out there doing whatever the fuck they want in any other way that they want. And that's coming to an end, because the timing of all of this is relevant to what's going on with my shit, with my stuff, of which I cannot discuss right now. But it's going to be my show, not theirs, but it's going to be with all the stuff that we shot, because none of it's really theirs other than what Eric shot, sort of. Okay? Anyway, that's really not even here nor there. My beef isn't about them stabbing me in the back and doing these movies. I could give a flying fuck. There's some footage that's extraordinarily sacred, that's extraordinarily valuable. And it's the footage of me finding her dead. I have that footage. I'm sure you're aware that it's out there. It's out there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I had heard about it. Jan actually mentioned that footage. If you don't mind, I have a couple questions real quick based on like things she said.
By the way, feel free. Yeah, please.
Okay. So first thing, Jan questions how you had a key to get into Chyna's home, since she, as she believes, and which it seems you're disputing, had been fired, terminated with your relationship with Chyna a couple weeks before that specific day. Yes.
Well, first of all, I did not have a key, and I'll tell you how I got in, and I'll tell you that whole story. Okay, so first of all, if she has seen the footage, and it's possible she has not, then she would know how I got in, because I talk about it while I'm doing it. Okay, but that footage is not to be shown. That footage is never to be seen to the public. And I swear to God, if somebody does it, it's going to be an ugly, ugly day for that person. Let's talk about the things that will happen to them when the lights are out, and the things that will happen to them when the lights are on. And the lights are on will be a massive lawsuit, hundreds of millions of dollars worth. And the things that when the lights are off, I will not discuss. Okay? You get my hint.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just kidding.
I think
that last part. It's not a legitimate threat. I'm just kidding. I'm saying I will come after them with a full-on legal activity because that footage was stolen from me by Eric. Okay? So I wasn't even giving that to Eric or anybody because it was shot by a friend of mine who happened to be with me when I went over there, and he owns it. I don't even own it.
Okay. That was that was the other thing Jan brought up is because you seem to be filmed from behind, and she wondered if somebody had been with you, which you're saying it wasn't Eric that was with you. It's a friend.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it. Okay.
1,000%. So all she has to do is ever ask me this stuff.
Okay.
So anyway, because the fact that there is footage was not out there until Eric got a hold of it, and then all of a sudden now everybody knows I got it. And now they have it. And because they have it, it makes me very, very nervous because Eric sold his right to this movie to another company, which, by the way, it isn't transferable. There's no documentation that shows that he could sell his rights to this movie to somebody else just so it can be made and he could save face. That's all that is. So he sold the rights to this company who reaches out to me and says, "Hey, we bought the rights from Eric, but he sent us all the paperwork, and we see you own 45%." And we're like, "Who's this guy?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, well he does own 45." Forget about the fact that there's another producer named Lewis who's a lawyer who they embezzled. Rob and Eric embezzled $200,000 from him, saying to him they were making the movie, and guess what? They were living off of it and buying drugs with it. They embezzled with the guy that gave us our first $100,000, and I'll get to that because when we landed in New York, I needed to get her some money. She had 15 cents in her pocket, so there was a con going on in Long Island. And I called the guy and I said, "Frankie, Chyna's going to come in. I need her to do your show." And he goes, "I don't want Chyna. I love her to death. She's great. But, I see these horror stories about her being inebriated and drunk and all fucked up." And I said, "I promise she's sober," which I thought she was. "I promise you she will be good." So we went and we did the con. And Rob was there and Eric was there because we had just gotten her to New York. And so we went and did the con, okay? And she made like $5,000. So I made sure we shot her going up to the promoter with that money and going, "I can buy clothes now. Thank you so much for this. I can buy clothes now." And that's the things I was feeding her. And then, so the guy sits down, and now we had a conversation. I said, "I'm going to out you, Frankie. You didn't want her, did you?" "No, I didn't." "How was she?" "She was amazing. She's this." Because the whole thing is all about the reconstruction of Chyna. She's turning the corner. She's going to get well. Her and I are going to get her there. Mind, body, and soul. And she's got so many issues. And she's got this pill situation and this alcohol situation and this family situation and the WWE and how it was public. We're going to get it all right, Chyna. We're going to get it all, you and me. Not these other idiots that are just hanging on for a credit or the ride or be able to say, "Hey, I did this." Not me. You see me? I'm not out there doing that shit, man. Okay? I'm just trying to live my life and make a movie that she wanted us to make. So we once it's about 3 weeks now before she dies. Now I'm getting to where we left off. Okay. And we're supposed to meet her mom in Charlotte, North Carolina, because we were there doing a con. And I'm in communication with Jan, and we're getting along great. And her and Chyna are talking, and they're getting along great. This is great. They hadn't seen each other or spoken to each other in 30 years, man. Mm-hmm. All part of the process. Now, Jen would not go on camera. She would not let us interview her, and she would not let us shoot their first meeting or anything like that, which, by the way, was completely cool and was never going to happen. We were, of course, going to abide by that, right? No problem. Now, keep in mind, we went to Florida and visited her father's grave, which was very emotional and very good footage and really beautiful and all that. So we did that. But and I was the only one there. There was no Eric or anything like that at this point. And I didn't even, and we were all still on the same page at this point. Well, as the days are getting closer to seeing Jan, Chyna was getting very antsy and very anxious. So she started taking a little bit too much of her medication. And then she started adding a little bit of wine to that. So by Thursday, she was a little inebriated. And we're in Charlotte getting ready for the con for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I don't say anything to Chyna. I'm just saying, girl, you gotta just relax here. Okay, we got a big weekend ahead of us. And here's what I always said to her: if you're drinking or you get inebriated on a show on the weekend, I'm out. Good luck, because when you're drinking, everything stops. Okay, when you're good, we move forward and we get to where we're getting to go. But I was in a situation that was very difficult, and I've had a lot of drug abuse in my life. My ex-wife is a meth addict. My little sister, crack. I did celebrity rehab. I cast celebrity rehab. Dr. Drew, you name it. I know that world. And I became a codependent of her dysfunction, which led me to be an enabler. So I was stuck in the middle. I didn't want to enable, and I didn't want to be a codependent, but I was both, because we were stuck together. There was no severing this relationship at this point, especially. I was handling her life, her finances, her job, I got her place. I told them all kinds of lies about her career that's going on right now. I really, really, really egged it on. It was a miracle we got that apartment that we got. Okay. And so, I'm handling her everything. So Friday morning comes, and this is like March, 27th, 28th,
okay,
something, whatever, that last weekend of March 2016.
right.
Okay. So we're about July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, like 9 months into shooting our doc. By the way, it was just me shooting at this point. I was just iPhoning stuff. And we were doing stuff ourselves. There was nobody else around or doing anything or anything. I was 6 months with her by myself doing all this stuff on my own. And then putting all the footage on our master for everybody, because we were a team and we're going to be doing this. But, geez, Eric, can you start making it at some point? But I didn't realize he was a heroin addict. I didn't realize him and Rob were lovers. I didn't realize they were idiots. I didn't realize all this stuff. I didn't know any of this. So I'm going along like things are normal, and nothing is normal. Okay? So, it's that Friday, the day we're supposed to meet the mother, right? And Chyna reaches out to her by email, and it's about... So Jan calls me and said, "What's up?" I said, "Well, she's a little inebriated." And she goes, "You know what? I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think I want to see her this way. I don't want to see her for the first time in 30 years, and she's not 100% clear." I said, "I agree with you." She says, "Why don't we just reschedule? Try to do it another time. You guys, we'll figure it out, because Chyna and I were on the road all the time. We'll get it right." And Chyna knew, when you're in this position, Chyna, this is your decision to make. You messed this up. You chose to not be clear. And I keep telling her, when you keep making those decisions, everything stops. Now, why weren't we getting her help at this point? And the reason why was because We needed to get the psychiatric stuff in order, number one. Number two, she was not a daily user. She's a binger. So you can, like I said before, you can be an alcoholic and not drink every day.
Right.
So she could go 3 months and not drink. So the whole point was just for, we're going to get your help on pills and alcohol, where she went, I don't need help for that. I got that under control. I can control that. And in a weird way, I believed her because I saw it. She only did it when she wanted to. She never felt like she had to. She was a health nut, as a matter of fact. So it wasn't like a day-to-day drinking. We can't get anything done. She's like, next Tuesday we're doing this. And I'd get her and we'd be fine and we'd go do it. Okay? So that's why we were going to get to all of that. But right now it's about, let's work on the family. Let's work on the WWE. Let's work on your body. And let's work on your spirit. Okay? And we'll get to your mind. We'll get to that. So she starts drinking and taking the pills, her medicines, which were legally prescribed to her. But it was an online pharmacy because we couldn't get an appointment with the psychiatrist. It was crazy. There's so much footage about us trying to find a psychiatrist that would take her. Dr. Drew's in on it, the whole bit. Needless to say, Chyna's mom says, I don't want to see her today. Okay. So I go to Chyna's room, and this is where my life, her life, this conversation takes a dramatic turn. I go in there, and she's hammered. I mean, her fucking hair is all over the place. There's empty alcohol bottles, but the little ones, all over. So she had been now drinking hard alcohol, and then there was these little things of wine, but they were just the little things of alcohol that you get in like the mini bar, okay? But she had cleared it, and she was fucked up, man, okay? Half the boobs hanging out. She got one shoe on. It was one of those, and I was like, oh my God, Chyna. Now keep in mind, I never yelled or screamed or got pissed off at her over that stuff because A, it's a disease. B, I understand it. C, that never helps. So I was always like, but she knew. Guess what, baby? I'm out. I'll see you when you're sober. Okay, let me know when you're sober, and we'll get going again. 2 weeks, a day, 3 days, whatever it is. But in this case, we're in Charlotte together, and we had a show to do that day. We had to go down and meet 100 fans on a Friday. Mm-hmm. So that part of it was concerning to me. But anyway, so she's all hammered. And I want to meet my mom. I can't wait to meet my mom. I'm going to see my mommy today. And I'm like, Chyna, sit down. I have bad news. Unfortunately, your mom is not coming. And she lost it. Why is she not coming? What the fuck do I got to do? I said, honey, you're inebriated. After 30 years, this is not you. Take a look in the mirror. Is this what you want your mother to see? Because this isn't what I want her to see. But forget about what I want. This isn't how she wants to see you, and this is not how you want her to see you. So I had her mom's back. And she said, fuck my mother, fuck you, fuck everybody. Fuck everybody, fuck you. You got my mom's back, I don't have your back. And I said, wait a minute. I said, this is not caused by her or me. This is caused by you. In the meantime, we got to be on a table in 2 hours. Fuck the table, fuck the people, fuck this place, fuck everybody. And more than anything, fuck you. And then she stands up and she starts body bumping me. Like body bumping me.
Kind of chest bumping you? Okay. Yeah.
Like chest bumping me, sort of down this little hallway towards the door. You know, you walk into a hotel room, And sometimes it's like a little hallway. There's the bathroom on the left. And then you walk a little further and there's the bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's chest bumping. So now my back is up against the door and she's in my face. Our noses are touching. And she is screaming at me, "You're fucking fired, you motherfucker. You are fucking fired. Get the fuck out of my face. You fucking asshole. You piece of shit. You're fired. Get the fuck out of here." And I said, "Hey, baby, I don't work for you. You don't work for me. I don't work for you. Are you kidding me?" And I started laughing. "Oh, you think it's funny? You think it's funny? You think it's funny?" I said, "I don't think any of this is funny. Here's what I think. In 2 hours, you better fucking get your shit together because I'll be back to drag your ass downstairs and start fighting for people. The reason we came here." Now, I'm pissed. Now we're battling. And I kind of, open the door with my hand and kind of get through. And I can hear her just start throwing shit in that fucking. She's throwing bottles and all kinds of shit. And I just went, "You better be fucking ready in 2 hours." And I'm literally in the room across the hall. I go knock on the door in 2 hours. No answer. Nothing. I know she's in there. "Okay," I say. "All right. Don't make me go downstairs and tell everybody. Unfortunately, Chyna's not going to come down because she's too fucked up. Don't make me do that," because I'm pissed. Now I am pissed. I wait an hour. Knock on the door. Nothing. Wait another hour. There's probably 2 hours left in the signing for the day. Because it's not like, "Oh, Chyna will arrive at this hour to sign." It's like the show is on that particular day was like noon to 6 on a Friday. And if we go down there at 3, it's fine. Because I just keep changing the time on the table. Chyna will be here at 1. Chyna will be here at 2. Chyna will be here at 3. Yeah, I just keep changing the time. And people are wondering and asking in the line, and people are leaving. And I'm starting to get out tickets. "Come back. You're number 1. Just show me your ticket. I'll put you at the front of the line." All this shit is going on. Okay? Kevin Nash is there. The other guy what's his name? What is his name? He carried around the head of a doll.
Al Snow.
Al Snow. Al was there, great guy, all that. So I'm going down there periodically, and Al's starting to go, "Everything okay, man?" and all that. And I didn't know Al. I said, "Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good." So I go back up there. Now it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I knock on the door, and she comes out, and she's ready. Her hair is beautiful, makeup's on, she's dressed up, but she reeks like a fucking brewery. So we start walking down the hall. We're not saying anything to each other. And I get out of my bag some Altoids. And I open the can and I go, "Please take a few of these." And she fucking knocks those. She slapped them out of my hand and they all went flying all over the place. She's like, "Fuck you." So she's pissed and she's loaded. And I'm pissed. So we go down and go, "Please try to not embarrass yourself in front of the fans." Because everybody could smell it, Well, we go downstairs and I go, "I won't be talking to you. I'll run the table, but you and I will not be speaking." I said to her, she goes, "You're right, we won't be speaking." Okay. So we go down and we do the deal. We do the 3 hours. And we get through it. And I'm taking pictures with her and fans, and she's interacting with them, and you would not know that she was inebriated other than probably smell it on her at this point. So she goes over to Kevin and sits in his lap and there's whatever, and he's just kind of, he loved her. He's just, okay, and "Oh, hey, girl," but everybody, the people that knew can kind of see, "Oh, geez, man, this is not good." So the next day, Saturday's like 11 to 7 usually. Same type of thing. Like when we were done on Friday, we just went upstairs. We didn't do dinner. We didn't talk about dinner. We didn't talk about how we did. We didn't talk about nothing. She went in her room and I went in my room, and that was it. The only thing I said to her before she closed that door was, "I'll see you at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning." She slammed the door. Then she opened it up again and slammed it again. She was not happy. Next morning, 11 o'clock, doesn't come out. I knock again at 12. She comes out at 12. It appears that she was good, but she was still, to make a long story short on that, she never came down from that high. She remained fucked up until the day she died. From that Friday, the last Friday of March, until the day she died on
April 16th, I believe.
April. Well, they technically call it 420 because I found her on the 20th, but she died on the 17th.
Okay.
She died on Sunday, but technically it's Wednesday because I found her on Wednesday. So you that's how you mark it. You mark it on when you were found, not what, because she was dead on Sunday. That I know, and I'll tell you how I know when I get to that.
Okay.
But again, these are things nobody knows. They don't think they know. They don't want to blame me, but I'm going to tell you how it really went down and what really happened. And so Saturday comes, and she's still fucked up, but she's got her shit together. Again, we don't speak. We do the day. Okay? We're not doing the Sunday in Charlotte because the Sunday is light, and I know that show, and we needed to get back because on Monday we had something to do. I can't remember what it was. I think it was related to this wrestling company that was trying to get started that felt like they had a couple of, and they were talking to us about Chyna, and so I think it evolved around that, but I can't really remember right now about what it was. So I didn't want to leave on Sunday night and then have a Monday morning and all that. So we were leaving on Sunday. So at the end of the day on Saturday, like 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock that night, when we went back upstairs, same thing. We didn't speak. She started walking into the room, and I said, our car is picking us up at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning in the lobby. If you're not there, I will leave without you. I'm not fucking around, Chyna. We got to get back to L.A. and get this shit squared. She didn't say a word. I went down the lobby at 8 o'clock, and she was down there. She had her dark glasses on, a little hat, and again, we were not speaking. So we get in the car, and they drive us to the airport. Now, we usually get together on a plane. When we land, we get a car together. We Uber it together because we live a block from each other, you know. So we're always together. So we get in the car. We don't speak. We get to the airport. We get on the flight. She's not sitting next to me. She changed her seat when she checked in. Guess what? I loved it. Great idea, Chyna. I don't want to sit next to you anyway. So we get home, and she disappears. I don't know. I go to baggage claim to get the bag, and she's not there, and baggage is done, and she's nowhere to be found. I text her, "Where are you?" She says, "I'm halfway home." Okay, no problem. So she got her own car. No problem. I said, we made $4,400. So we're going into April. I said, hey, so I'm going to pay the rent from this. I'll pay your power. I'll do your phone, and I'll explain it. And then I'll leave you the bag of the remaining amount of money outside your door. How's that? And she goes, I don't want it. You can keep it. I said, no, I'm not going to keep it. I will give it to you, obviously. Okay. So she's pulling that shit, right? I don't want that fucking money. You keep it. Okay, whatever. So we get home. I get home. And now she starts posting a bunch of shit on, all that last 2 weeks of her life. I'm sure you see it. You've seen it. You know it. Start posting all this stuff online. All really crazy stuff. She was out of it. All right. And I started to get, but I knew she had nobody. She wasn't eating. So I was having the guy that runs our Twitter and website at the time, his name is Felix Olmedo, and I was making it seem like he was the one that was sending her food because she would talk to him. So on text, so I would say, Felix, tell her that there's KFC, that she loved those mashed potatoes. There's KFC downstairs waiting for her. Just don't tell her it's from me. So now I'm running the show, and I'm conducting the strings from behind the scenes. And she doesn't know it. All she knows is that I'm an asshole. I'm a loser. She's sending me texts that I can't even read. You asshole. You and my mother can go fuck each other. You guys are a bunch of losers. All that stuff. So at this point, Rob and Eric are probably going, oh, shit, Anthony's out. So now what are we going to do? We're not going to take his side because we need Chyna. That's how their mentality went. But anyway, so when people say, oh, she fired you, it's like, give me a fucking break. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, right, she fired me. Okay. Because I'm continuing to go here. There is no firing. We're stuck at the hip. It's, love it or leave it. You know, it is what it is. So I say, I got to keep her alive, right? And I'm getting very concerned about her actions. Now, the Wednesday before she dies happened, and she posts a video about her face, big fat black eye, like somebody beat her up. And everybody's going, holy shit, what happened to Chyna? Now, I know what happened to Chyna because I was told later on by, believe it or not, a psychic who told me that they see Chyna in her bathroom getting out of the shower, hammered, and putting her hand on the sink, and it's slipping, and she's falling, and her face hit the sink. Now, you say, oh, geez, that's a psychic. That's pretty stupid. Well, after she died, Kenny, who was like a muscular Japanese wrestler friend of hers and ours, told me that she told him that's what happened. And I didn't even tell him about the other thing, but that she slipped by putting her. So the psychic was right. You know, if you buy into all that or whatever, I'm just saying, I believe that's how the eye thing happened. While she claimed that she was accosted by X-Pac and Vince McMahon outside of her apartment, and they beat her up with a bottle. That's what she's saying happened to her, okay, with her eye. Once I saw the eye, I went, this is enough. We got to do an intervention, and it's got to be now. So, back up 6 or 7 months. The producer of a show called Intervention called me. Now, I went out with a show called Intervention, which was a show about following around drug addicts, getting their family involved, and doing interventions, and then doing a follow-up.
I've seen it.
And everywhere we went with that idea, everybody looked at me like we were on crack. Nobody's going to, first of all, how are you going to get anybody to agree to film themselves? And it's too dark, man. Nobody wants to see that. That's a downer. Everybody said that. That's how we then shifted that idea to do celebrity rehab. And that's in lies where that show came up. So we ended up creating celebrity rehab. Guess what? A year after celebrity rehab was on the air, another company, GRB, went out and sold Intervention because we did rehab. Now, did that upset me? No, because there are no original ideas. It's who can wiggle their way through what it takes to get a show on the air. Who can make it happen? I couldn't make it happen. Somebody else did. Good for them. Anyway, I know that company. They didn't steal the idea. They just had the idea. Just so happens to be the same name, and they happen to sell it. Well, they were getting into the celebrity intervention world. They were looking for a celebrity. And they know me. And they knew that I had Chyna. They called me and said, can we do Chyna? And I said, oh, no, dude. We're doing our own thing. And we're going to get to that in our own way. But no thanks. But thank you, no thank you. Now, keep in mind, when we did Botched, in the 1 year documentary of her life, we're not showing, oh, hey, Chyna, we're doing Botched, so we're going to do that TV show, okay? No, in the doc, it's like, hey, you want to get your boobs done? Because it's the reconstruction of Chyna. We got the best plastic surgeon in the world, Dr. Terry Dubrow, who happens to do that show, Botched. So it's not like we've agreed to do Botched, but we get to use footage from the show, just license it, all the behind-the-scenes shit, and things that I can shoot, me, because nobody else was there shooting, me, and all the backstage stuff that I can do. So when that part of the arc of the documentary comes into play, it's not Chyna doing Botched. It's Chyna getting her boobs and her stomach and her face done by Dr. Dubrow. Does that make sense? And then at the end of the doc, we give credit to Botched.
Okay.
So
yeah.
that's important because now it's Wednesday night. She dies on Sunday. Wednesday night, and I see the face of hers, and I go, I got to make a move. Thursday morning, I called the producer at Intervention. I said, here's what's going on. She needs an intervention, man, badly. I got to get her help right fucking now, but I don't have the resources. I don't have the interventionalist. I don't have the money to fly people in, and I certainly don't have the money to put her in rehab. Now, the word has been that I am the one who prevented her from going to rehab a whole bunch of times because the WWE offered it to her. And that is true. Not through me, but through her lawyer. And she didn't want to do it. She goes, fuck them. I ain't doing intervention. I'm not going to rehab on WWE's dime and do that. Fuck those people. I'm not doing that for them. I'm not going there. And you had to go where they told you to go, and it was only for 30 days. Chyna needed 3 months. Her whole upstairs brain synastry needed to be completely recommissioned. Okay, she needed to change her whole way of living, whole way of thinking, all of this shit. This was not a quick fix. This was a timely process to get Chyna well. Okay, make a long story short. So I never turned down the WWE. Chyna did, and it was because it was the WWE. And she was always in denial of her alcoholism. She always felt that she had it under control. As a matter of fact, when she did celebrity rehab, she never admitted to being an alcoholic. She never admitted to having a problem on the show. Okay. Well, the story she told was pretty obvious that she did have a problem. But she didn't think that. Anyway, it was important because the word is that I turned down the WWE. I did not. So I call Intervention, and I call the guy and the producer, and I say, let's do it. So he checks with his company, checks with the network, and everybody says, yes, we want to do it. We want her. I said, beautiful. I need 3 months. They said, you got it. We got 3 months at Betty Ford. All free, dude. Free. Okay? So we got to get the legalities out of it. It's going to take till at least Friday to do that. Tomorrow afternoon. Great. I call Eric. I go, Eric, we're gonna put her in intervention, and we're gonna do an intervention. He goes, oh my God, that's great. And I go, and here's the beauty: they're shooting every bit of it, so we again can use that footage, and I can use the footage that I shoot from behind the scenes, and just credit intervention at the end of the doc to help as far as and some footage was done. And here's the other thing: if Chyna walks into an intervention and there's cameras there, the last thing she's going to do is say, what are the cameras doing here? She might say, I don't want to do this, or what are all you people doing here? But she'll never say, why are the cameras here? So I never had a problem the fact that we were shooting it. By the way, we're doing a documentary. I told her from the get-go, she's going to drive this car. Whichever road she takes is the road we're taking. I'm going to do everything else I can as a passenger to keep her on the straight and narrow. They say, no, Chyna, we need to go straight or right, not left. And she goes left anyway. Chyna, that's going to be on you because we're going to show it. And she goes, I understand. So that we knew. So it wasn't like I was, oh, my God, you were going to film her in an intervention all fucked up? Yeah, I was. Because it was going to save her fucking life. And she already agreed that she would be willing to do that. So I was cool with that. However, if you've never seen the show, or if you've seen the show, you realize that they got to go get footage of the person who's using prior to an intervention. You don't do the intervention and that's it. What's the backstory on that person? Who is that person? Oh, this happens to be Chyna. Well, we need at least 2 days with her. Okay, just 2, where we can just shoot her living her life. Not go do anything different. Not, hey, use. Hey, go ahead, use, because we could shoot you using. No, whatever she does, she does. So I call Eric. I go, Eric, it can't be you. It certainly isn't going to be me. It's not going to be that fucking idiot. They have 2 camera guys, and they got 2 camera guys, and they want to go over there on Monday and shoot her Monday and Tuesday, and then get everything together for on Wednesday, and then we're going to do the intervention next Thursday. And of course, I was going to be there. And once she got sobered up and once she got into rehab, her and I were going to be fine. You know what I mean? It's not like it was like, oh my God, we're done. No, of course we weren't done. It was just a roadblock. It's the things it's the shit that happens when you're dealing with addiction. You know what I'm saying? And emotions and people that aren't functionable. Those are the things that do happen. And if you haven't guessed by now, I'm a little over the top myself. A little intense myself. Okay? Italian German. So anyway, so Eric calls her or communicates with her and says, listen, we want to shoot something with you, as if it's for our documentary. Okay. But it doesn't, I'm not going to come do it. I want it to be 2 people that you don't know, because I want you to be 100% who you are and do whatever you do for 2 days and let them just sort of shoot you for 2 days. And she's like, okay. And by the way, she's hammered and she's agreeing to it. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's what we needed to get done. Okay. I go on the road because I got my own, I got Machio, I got Sorvino, I got NSYNC, I got the Brady Bunch, I got all this, and Linda Blair, I got people all over the place that weekend, right? It's April in Con World. That's a huge month. I got people all over the country. I'm going from here to there to this to that to that. So I'm not going to be back until Wednesday, because I'm going to New York to take some meetings and all kinds of shit going on. So it's set up. Food is continuing to be delivered to Chyna. She doesn't know it's me, but I'm the one doing it, so she's eating. 2 people are coming over on Monday and Tuesday to shoot her. Thursday, we're doing the intervention. What more can I do? Okay? So she continues to post videos about her activities. Even the videos she put up about her doing in the shower, her doing that psycho scene, her doing the scene from Mommy Dearest. She loved that movie, and she would always reference it. And so she decided to do it. I'm not disturbed by those videos, because it was her performing. It was her thinking that she was acting. It wasn't like, oh my God, how crazy is this? It was crazy because she was fucked up. It was crazy because people were like, oh my God, what a train wreck. I knew her better than that. And on the outside, it was that. But on the inside, I knew it was just her being her. And she was just fucked up and decided to shoot it. The day she died, and by the way, I'll give you these people's phone number if you want to talk to them. One of her closest friends, Joy, and her boyfriend.
Is that D Joy Bindoy or something like that?
Yeah, her. Unfortunately, what they went over and what they did that day with her is probably what ended up killing her, because she wasn't drinking those 2 weeks that she was home alone without me. that once we got back from Charlotte.
How do you
She
know
wasn't
that?
drinking.
How do you know that?
Oh, because I know that for a fact, because she was doing her smoothies and she was talking about, and she was all straight medication, all pills, no alcohol. There was no alcohol going on those 2 weeks until that Sunday when her friends went and visited her. And they went to Target and bought Joy's nephew a bunch of stuff, and they were drinking all day, and drinking hard, drinking heavy. Because Joy told me this. They were drinking heavy. They left about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. She was dead at 10 o'clock. Okay? So between 10 and midnight. So they leave at 5, but she's drinking all day. And she posted that morning, by the way, but she was not drunk that morning. It was only pills. Okay? And then keep in mind, when you're in that state, you don't even remember when you took your last dose. So she's probably taking doses all day, not even realizing she did that already. You know what I mean? And this is medicine that slows your heart down. It's anxiety medication. What does anxiety medication do? It calms you down. How does it do that? Slows your heart rate. Okay. So do that for 3 weeks, all day, every day. And then the Ambien at night. I got her on the weed. So get off the fucking Ambien. Here's Indica. Indica will put you out. It will put you to sleep. So she was doing that at home. When we go on the road, she was still taking Ambien, but at home she was smoking the weed, and it was really helping her at night. Okay, I'm a proponent. It's a medicine, not a fucking drug, everybody. Wake up! Whatever. But she was back on Ambien those 2 weeks. So she's mixing all this daytime shit with her anxiety and then the Ambien at night. It's already a horrible cocktail. Then comes that Sunday, 17, 18, yes, April the 17th. I'm sorry, hold on a second. Yeah, that Sunday was the 17th. Or was it the 16th? 1 second. It doesn't matter. But you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
It was a Sunday.
Sure.
And so so they hang out all day, and I'm talking to Joy as she left because, again, I'm keeping tabs. I'm not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one she's got, if you haven't noticed by this point. Now, 4 days earlier, Rob and Eric go there and shoot her laying out all the drugs she's taking, all this stuff. I had no idea she was on Ritalin, had no idea she was ordering from online, all this other shit. She was taking so much shit. It was unbelievable. And you know what they did? They left. I didn't call an ambulance, not get her to the hospital, not try to talk her out of it. They left. Fucking assholes. Fucking scumbags. Fucking pieces of shit. To the core of what that means. To the core of what that means. Now, so they have that footage, and then Eric had her sign a release that he owns her likeness in perpetuity. So he thinks he can do anything with her footage and her likeness, and he can't. Okay, I'll take care of that on my own. But right now, that's legally. That's what happened there. So he had just seen her, okay? And all Rob wants to do is just have her do stupid videos with him, and we're going to go out on the road together and do colleges, and I'm going to open for you. And, oh, my God, give me a fucking break. Chyna was a hanger-oner, as much as people were a hanger-oner of her. You know, she was very vulnerable, very easy to make you get her in your camp or whatever. Very gullible. So, and now I'm out. She's asking Felix, will you manage me? She's asking people on the street, hey, she went on Twitter, hey, I'm looking for a manager. Can somebody manage me? I mean, this is this mentality. She doesn't even understand. Felix is like, I can't do what Anthony does. What are you, crazy? It's like, dude, girl, just get well, okay? Trust me. You know, it's like, what are you talking about here? You know? So I'm trying to impress upon you, when people say that she fired me, that you don't take that as if that's a real thing. Like, oh, they fired him. Oh, so he's out. Okay, so that's what happened. It's like, no, you have to know the story and our relationship. And the fact that I didn't work for Chyna. She worked for me, if anything. Okay? Anyway, so that Sunday happened. Okay? Joy leaves at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and Chyna is fucked up. I did a text at 8:50, and it was all gibber. But it said my name, and it said Jan. And everything else was just a bunch of fucking mumbo jumbo. But it was her cursing me out. More cursing. See, she was just, this was kill. The fact that her and I were not together is what she really wasn't able to wrap her arms around. That's why she got it getting worse and worse and worse. Had nothing to do with her mother at that point. It was all about her and me. Because she knew without me, her life is completely different. And I'm the only human that really gave a shit about her. That it wasn't about Chyna. It happened to be a woman who was Chyna, who happened to be Chyna. It wasn't about Chyna. My friends are all celebrities, man. I don't even think about that they are who they are. They're just my friends over the years, and that's the businesses that I'm in. So I don't treat them. I mean, again, I can't shake it. I can't get her out of my head. 5 years later, every fucking day, every day, I wake up. I ask her to watch over me. Every day. I can't shake her. My dad died a year ago. That's cool. He was 85. He's one of my guardian angels, all that, whatever. I go days without thinking about my dad. That doesn't mean I didn't love my dad. I wiped his ass and had him pee in a jug for 2 years, man. I was here taking care of him while these motherfuckers were out there fucking this thing up. Had they just hung in there with me and we all did it the way we were supposed to go do it, this thing would have been ginormous. And guess what? Now it's nothing except a bunch of piecing together, whatever. But anyway, so she's texting all this shit out, and that night when she took those pills to lay down to go to sleep, those were the ones that took it over the top. And she did not wake up. Okay, she took them between 10 and midnight, and she never woke up. Now, and I think the alcohol did it. It was the alcohol. I think we would have made it to Thursday. Now, we don't know she's dead. Nobody knows she's dead, right? So Monday morning, these two guys go over there, knocking on the door. Buzz. No Chyna. Eric, reaching out to her. No Chyna. All day long. No Chyna. Now, I know this because, again, and when I say I'm Anthony Anzaldo, that's who I am. I'm not putting my chest out going, hey, I'm some big fucking special person. Because that's not what that means. That means that I'm the only one when it comes to Chyna that knows exactly what happened. And I'm not the devil. I'm the only one that had her back. Her entire fucking life, dude. Why did she call me after 7 years? Knowing there's only one person that can pull off what needs to be pulled off, and it's Anthony. Because that's how tight we were. I've saved her life 2 or 3 times prior to that. So, Monday comes. There's no Chyna. Now, when Chyna binges, okay, and she decides I've had enough binging, she takes about 2 or 3 days and is comatose. In bed, many times in my arms, okay, cuddling. Literally, cuddling in a fetal position in bed with me, just holding it. Going to get food, getting her smoothies, rub downs, take long walks, breathe in, and she comes down from this incredibly, horribly physical experience that her body just went through because of all the shit she just put into it for 11 straight days. And when I say that she can drink for 9 straight days, I'm telling you she can drink for 9 straight days. All night, she may doze off for a minute, but wakes up with the bottle right there, drinking, on nonstop, for days and days and days. Okay? In this case, this was one of those, without question. And there was a lot of emotion involved. She didn't see her mom. She lost her best friend. What's going to happen now? Blah, 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 blah. So I say that. So Eric reaches out to me. There's no Chyna. I said, well, you know what? Maybe she's begun her, she's done binging. So now it takes about 3 days for her to sort of get it sort of back together again. If that's what happened. Okay. Tuesday comes. Keep in mind, everybody's reaching out to her. There's no response. Tuesday comes. And I'm on the road. Tuesday comes. They go over there. Again, she does not answer the door. She does not answer the phone. And they're trying to get footage so that we can do this intervention on Thursday. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tuesday comes and goes, nothing. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, again, she could be just, she doesn't, she probably doesn't even remember people were coming over or whatever. Now Wednesday comes. Wednesday morning. And I'm getting ready to get on a plane to LA. The guy that shot the video of me finding her, his wife was very close with Chyna, as we all are and were. When we went to New York and did that show in Long Island, we stayed at their house. And Pete Manriquez is his name. He's one of my best friends my entire life. He just happened to be in LA that day. So, but Joanna, who's Pete's wife, had been Skyping with Chyna the last 3 days of her life because Chyna was calling a lot of people that last week and nobody was taking her call. She called Coolio and he wouldn't take the call. My good friend Renee from Italy, who has now become a part of her life, Chyna's life, because in the last year we all become friendly, she wasn't taking the call. Who's dead now, by the way. She died of cancer. Why weren't they taking the call? Because it was just a bunch of Chyna being hammered, and nobody wanted it. Nobody was in the mood for it. Nobody wanted to sit through it. You couldn't get off the phone with her. You can't understand what she's saying. All she's doing is motherfucking everybody. It's not a good thing. So nobody took the call. Nobody's taking her calls. But Joanna did. And Joanna was Skyping with her. And Joanna was trying to help her. So Joanna, who also loved her a great deal, hits me up on Wednesday morning and says, Anthony, I do not have a good feeling about this. You need to go over there. I said, I ain't going over there. You're going over there. I'm not going over there. You're going over there. I've been on the road for 5 days. I'm beat. I'm going to land at 1 o'clock, and I just want to go home, smoke a big fat joint, and fucking just lay there and watch SportsCenter for the rest of the day. That's it, man. Scratch my balls. That's it. You're going over there. So I land, and Pete's in L.A. He's going to pick you up at the airport. Oh, okay. Awesome. So I don't have to Uber it? Great. Okay, Pete, you're in town? Yeah. Your wife thinks we got to go over there. We got to go over there, dude. Ah, fuck. All right. So he picks me up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon from LAX. And we get in the car, and I'm driving his car so he can shoot me. Talk about us driving over to see Chyna. Now, why were we shooting this? Because of what happened 3 weeks earlier. Because Chyna and I have been on the outs. And if I'm going to see Chyna for the first time in 3 weeks after everything that's happened, we have to document that. Would you or would you not agree to that? I'm asking you.
I mean, it's...
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the logic
behind it. I don't know if she's fucking dead. If I'm knocking on the door and she answers, it's the first time we're seeing each other in 3 weeks after everything we've just been through, we probably should document that.
Sure, yeah.
That's why we shot it, okay? It's not like I found her dead and I go, oh, my God, let's reprise this and let's act it out, or let's start over, or, oh, my God, she's dead, let's shoot something. It wasn't that. As a matter of fact, when I found her, I forgot we were shooting at that point. So, if my phone dies, I got 10%, and my earphones die, I'll go to speaker. So just hang in there with me. But if I die, I'll call you back as soon as my phone charges up again.
That's fine.
But I'm coming. But we're getting there. Okay, we're kind of getting there. But we haven't gotten to the place where Jan and I go bad. Because right now I'm good with everybody. Right now, I'm good with Rob. I mean, not Rob, but I always hated him. But Eric, We're still doing our thing. Jan's in the mix. It's all good. So Pete is shooting me, and I'm talking about how, well, I'm going over to see Chyna. As you know, I mean, I haven't talked to her in 3 weeks, and we left on really bad terms because I sat down and did a whole piece on what happened between me and Chyna in Charlotte with Eric, you know, as a talking head. You know, we don't have the footage of it, but I have the story that I told. I have footage, however, of her down there, you know, sitting in Kevin Nash's lap and talking to Al and that kind of shit. I shot the weekend-ish, but once we separated, all I have are the videos that she posted online as it continued to tell the story of her demise that week. Okay? So, we figured we got to shoot us meeting. So I'm driving and I'm looking in it's all on an iPhone is all. And I'm talking about how our shit went down and I got to see her and I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm not in the mood, but the time is now and it's gotten ugly. And, you know, we set up this intervention and she didn't answer the door. And so now I don't know where that's going to take us, but, you know, we could do it late, you know, we could still do it next week or whatever. But, you know, and as a matter of fact, if I'm going to go see her, then that really helps everything along now because her and I will talk and it will be good and we will have been fine. Okay. But you know what the truth is? Maybe I needed a break from her too. So I didn't go over there that week that we were on the outs, those 2 weeks. I could have very easily made it right, but I wasn't feeling it. I needed a break. We'll be fine. We'll continue because we were stuck together. There was no severing that relationship. If I wanted to, I couldn't, you know? So I'm talking about all that. And I'm saying this intervention is, you know, we got to get her well. The time is now. But I got to be honest with you. The fact that she's not answering her phone, one of two things have happened. She has either accidentally dropped her phone down the laundry chute at her apartment, which she has done not once but twice before. So she had to go down to the chute and find her phone and within all the trash and the laundry. Because there's a laundry one and a trash one. One time she did it with laundry and one time she did it with trash. She literally had to go into a trash bin and dig for her phone. So, because she was fucked up. So, she either dropped her phone, can't find her phone, and her phone was attached to my account. Keep in mind, I did everything for her. Not because I wanted to, but because it was the only way to. Yeah, I'm her manager. Yeah, right. You fucking kidding me? You fucking idiots. So I never got a call from AT&T that she had lost her phone or that she needed to get a new phone or any of that because that all had to go through me. And of course she could have, but she didn't because she wasn't in the state to do it in. So I said, so if that didn't happen, obviously my biggest fear is that she's dead. And then I'm going to find her dead. And I pray to God that is not what's going to happen. So we get to the apartment. I don't have a key to the entrance. I have no way of getting. Now, I did the lease. The manager knows me really well, but I don't have a way in. I don't have a key to her apartment. Okay. Now, Jan's sitting there thinking, how did he get in? He wasn't supposed to have a key. She fired him. You know, that wasn't because she's an idiot. And the other guys, Rob the fucking idiot and Eric the idiot, they're buying on into it because they know that this is their meal ticket. It ain't with me anymore, they think, because Chyna fired me. So that apparently changes everything. And Eric at that point realized, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't produce this with Anthony because I need to portray Anthony a certain way. And if he's involved, he's going to not let me, you know, but I was all the time going, dude, whatever it is, it is. Whatever footage you have, and it may have me in a bad light or whatever, use it. We're telling a story here. I'm not looking to be looked at like I'm some big deal. My job was to keep her on the right track and help her spiritually. Get over the X-Pac thing. Get over the WWE thing. And make sure that she is sound and healthy and has work and has somebody in her life that isn't about taking advantage of her. As a matter of fact, my brother, she took advantage of me. They said I stole money from her. She owed me money. okay, from before we started. And I never asked for it or took it or anything. All the money that she got to keep her alive before she had money, I'm not going to ask for that shit. Okay? Anyway, doesn't matter. So let's see. So I get to the house and to her apartment, and I can't get in. So I'm like, I buzz the manager. I say, Nancy, hi, it's Anthony. Hi, Anthony. Listen, I haven't heard from Chyna in a couple of days. You think you might be able to just go over there and knock on the door and make sure she's okay? And she goes, oh, well, we don't really do that. If something like that happens, we usually just call the police and ask them to make it's called a
wellness check. Yeah, a wellness check.
Thank you, a wellness check. Boy, thank you, man.
No problem.
I need to do a wellness check. I said, well, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's all good. Don't even worry about it. Well, unbeknownst to me, she did call the police. Okay. Now, while the police is being called, and I don't know this, and I have all this on tape, all this footage is being shot. The mailman comes. It's a woman. The mail person comes, and she walks in. So Pete and I walk in behind her. So now we're trespassing. Legally, technically, I guess we're trespassing. Okay? But not in the way that not in the way that, oh my God, they trespassed. How dare they? I'm trying to find out if my friend is alive. Do you think I give a flying fuck of whether or not I'm in the lobby and I'm not supposed to be? Okay. So we get in the elevator, and this is what I say. Chyna leaves her door unlocked if she's home. She does not lock her door. Even if she's at night sleeping, she does not lock her door. When she leaves, she locks her door. Now, the other part of this equation is, what if she went to a friend or went to Gabby, who, by the way, sent me a text the other day saying, how dare you killed my friend, who before that we were fine. And now all of a sudden she thinks I killed her. So I don't know who she talked to or what they're talking, and she was all fucked up. Gabby was Chyna's go-to girl. She went to Japan for a while with her. She would be the girl that she would get fucked up with. They would take shit together and not remember what they did when they woke up, and there's underwear around, and guys were there, and women were there. Who the fuck knows was there? Okay? That was her girl. So did she go stay at Gabby's? Is she at Gabby's? Because if the door is locked, she's not there. And I was hoping it would be locked. Because if it's locked, she could be somewhere else and just lost her phone and just not know. So the journey would have continued. So, hold on, man. While we're talking, I'm going to drive back and grab my charger so I can plug in while we're talking, and that way I won't lose the phone. Because I have 8%.
That's fine.
So just hang in there. Let me know if you lose me a little bit.
Okay.
So, because really, this is where it all starts to happen. It's not as long as we've gone, so don't think that we're halfway. We're 80%. So I'm hoping that. So I'm staying in the elevator to the iPhone, explaining the door's open if she's home. The door's locked if she's not. Let's hope it's not. Let's hope it's locked, because then she's not there. So we get out of the elevator, and we walk to the door, and you could see me turn the handle, and the door opens. Now, technically, from that point, now I am breaking and entering. Okay? So I've trespassed into the building, and now I've broke into Chyna's apartment. Of course, that's how people see it, because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. But the reality is, do you understand why I went over there, and you understand why I went into her place? Do you now understand that, my friend?
Well, it would seem if you haven't heard from somebody for several days, sure,
Okay, so, hello. And everybody's got to go over, So, we walk in, and Pete's with me. And that's why Pete is with me. And that's why Pete's shooting. But he doesn't know what to do at this point, because we now don't know, but he kept shooting. And once we walk in, there was a smell. He's like, oh my God, something smells. Anthony, I don't have a good feeling about this. And I'm like, holy shit. And again, I hate to say it, but he kept shooting. But we were both I didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. But I forgot he was shooting at this point, I guess, because that wasn't on my mind at that point. And so here's how it works. So if you keep walking straight into the apartment, you're walking straight towards the ocean and into her living room. And the view is the entire living room of the ocean. It's the most amazing view in the world. And we waited and fought very hard for that place. Who delivered that place to her? I did. Because all she ever wanted to do was live on the beach. And she was in Tokyo with no power, no internet, shooting a little video journal in the cold, dark, where she just gave up her dog to the fucking beach in sunny California. And who delivered that? Not Jan, her mother, who didn't show up. Not fucking Eric or Rob, who couldn't they can't take care of themselves, let alone somebody else. Me. So, if you walk straight, it is, okay, I'm going to stop right there because I'm going to walk in and grab my charger. Okay, do you mind?
No, that's fine. Take a moment.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So go ahead and pause or do whatever you got to do. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll be here. And as Anthony had to disconnect there because his phone was dying, we are going to disconnect here today as well. That'll bring us to the end of the second installment of Documenting Chyna. When we return in the next installment, we will finish up my conversation with Anthony Anzaldo, discussing the day that he found Chyna's body and the subsequent aftermath of that finding.